All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? And it's time to take a serious look at the Harmony One chart because I think we found the bottom. We're going to turn the corner and I think we found the bottom and it's the ideal time to buy. Alrighty then. Let's get down to business. Look, I'm experimenting with something new. I'm trying the line chart just to remove some of the noise. I think sometimes that day-to-day wick action sometimes gets a little bit confusing. And for those of you that don't know the difference between a line chart and a bar chart, well, a bar chart gives you the open and close, which is in the bar, and then the wicks are the price action throughout the day, so the highest and lowest price action. Whereas with the line chart, it just gives you the close of the day. So each point on each day is the close. So we can say that if we zoom in here and say that on the 22nd of June 21, it closed at 5 cents, 5.1 cents, right? And then the next day it closed, somewhere along there, and it just plots the line based on the close, which is, it's a noise removing system. So you can just see the price action for what it is based on the close of the day. And remembering that in crypto, that's a 24-hour period. So there can be a lot of volatility. And I guess if we just kind of switch back over, you can see that it's quite chunky there and you can't get that clear picture as you can when you put it on the line chart. So I'm looking at the line chart because I'm just looking at the levels where we're at, and I can see clearly that we've got like kind of a double bottom there, but there was a bottoming there, that 5 cents, is that the dip that we, the last dip we're going to see, the lowest dip we're going to see? Quite possibly. I'm seeing a lot of green in the altcoins. I'm seeing Bitcoin moving up. If Bitcoin kind of makes its way and retraces up to the 40K, bounces back and then goes to make those higher highs and higher lows, I think we will see Harmony One come out of here. The other bullish case here for Harmony One is that, based on this arc, lots of touches down this side, touch on the left hemisphere at the bottom, touch on the right hemisphere at the bottom, launch off, coming back to the right side of the arc. So we're in the kind of region where we could say, going back to the candles, that, like we're pretty much at the back up the truck moment. We're at the back up the truck moment where second touch on the arc, next move's going to be that parabolic continuation. Fingers crossed, we hope so. But either way, risk reward right now is a pretty good scenario for me to be adding more. I actually am not adding more, just for for transparency, but if I was to be adding more, I definitely would be choosing right now, or ideally 2 days ago, to be backing that truck up, right? Because that was the dip, that is the dip. I'm very surprised that there is little volume down there. I think from a trading perspective, people are always gonna be buying more when they see things going up and they're FOMOing in. I think smart investors, smart accumulators are kind of definitely getting in down here. And you can see, there is a couple of days down at the bottom here, even these red candles here, where the volume is slightly increasing. So we can say, yeah, there is a little bit of smart money accumulating down there, or smarter people accumulating. So that's the story. But the main thing we want to do is go, has anything changed from the price perspective, as in the price targets, right? So we know that we've had a fairly decent correction. We've had a 75% correction, so that's fair enough. Like that's enough. Like there's things that have done more than that, but I think in respect to all crypto, 75% correction is a decent correction. So we've come from those highs of 20 plus. I think 22 cents on the wicks there, and all the way down back to 5 cents. So, if you FOMO'd in here and sold, you had a chance to get back in again. This is the second chance saloon, right? You might be fearful, but sometimes you got to make the move when the room's the quietest and the fear is the highest, right? I know a lot of you out there watching it just have been accumulating the whole way because the dips are the dips and you're just hodlers of Harmony One. But for those of you that haven't purchased Harmony One yet or have heard about it and didn't get in or missed the last run, we're back at 5 cents. What a great time to get in. So yeah, let's look at the price prediction. So we're going to get our old trend angle tool, and just from this touch here all the way up to the top, and then we're going to see if we can repeat that move. So if we start it from that again, that is giving us a super duper bullish target up there of somewhere in the 268 range, and I'm sure I've got similar targets in the past based on different kind of prediction methods. But that's I guess for me that's the upper edge of the bullish targets for the by the end of the bull run. Let's now try our Fibonacci tool. So if we did a Fibonacci retracement just on this move, where would it get us? So that's more giving us our, kind of first, I guess our first target, our first kind of potential resistance zone. We'll have resistance all the way up, but, big kind of pullback zone during the next big alt season bull run. We also want to try our trend-based Fibonacci. So if we took that full move and then pulled it back there, where would that get us? So that gets us up into the 89-cent range. Now, I definitely have on my radar for some profit taking around the 80 or the pre-$1 mark, because I know that everyone is got this psychological level of $1 and there's going to be a lot of selling at $1. So I can imagine getting in there slightly before that is a good thing, because it might kind of turn the corner just before that. And I think we've been seeing that on a lot of charts where people have been predicting a figure for so much and then it gets front run, and people start selling earlier than that, which is quite normal. But I do want to be very, kind of non-biased towards the bullish side only, and just be aware that there is, based on kind of the concept that Bitcoin could kind of still test its lower edge of its range one more time and cause these altcoins to create a new lower low. Based on this kind of Fibonacci set here, we could see something as low as 4.5 cents there. So be prepared for some downside still, even though we have pulled back so far. Definitely looking like that's a kind of little bit of a V bottom there, but we've had the V bottom there. We've had V bottoms all the way along. So there is always, and you've got to keep that in the back pocket, and this idea that, if you are trading that, putting entry in expecting upside, then you have a stop loss, because then if you get stopped out and it does go lower, you can kind of enter again on the next one, stop loss. So just thought I'd put that kind of bearish target in there. Because potentially that's all in play. And, I don't think it would ever kind of test back to this range, but it's definitely in play. That's the last kind of resistance zone, that kind of breakout of all-time high or this kind of peak up here. It could potentially test that, but that would kind of be throwing the arc out the window, it'd be throwing the trend line out the window. So it would be a large breakdown to be doing that. But bearish targets aside, and further corrections aside, what I am loving to see, whatever price it gets to, whether it's 68 cents or $2.50 or $5 or whatever it is that we're bullish. The chart is bullish. You can only just see the price action that's happened, the pullback that's happened, which is a bullish move, a bullish pullback, and then we've got a 30-week moving average that is inclining still, so it hasn't turned down. Enough time hasn't passed where it's turning down or gone flat, and the price action is testing it again. It's trying to get up there, so it's kind of one test, two tests. So I can see that this thing wants to break through that 30-week moving average, which is going to get it up and start breaking through some of those retracement levels. So the level we're looking for is basically based on this kind of breakout. So we want to break out at, what is it? let's get that out of the way. We want to break out here at least 7.5 cents. So we want to kind of break that line there, but definitely you want to be getting up above 9 cents to just get into the 0.236 retracement first, ideally pushing to the 50% retracement, 13 cents sooner than later. But yeah, kind of with that expectation that if it's taken this kind of an angle in 42 degrees, that it could still potentially take that 42 degrees angle out to kind of get back to all-time highs. But hopefully it does it quicker. Hopefully it's not just a symmetrical move that needs to be done. But what's that? You know, that takes us to September. I'm really kind of more favoring towards this kind of thing, you know, kind of a 60-degree angle following this particular price action out of there. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like the work to be done quicker. I think we've proved it over here, how quickly this thing can run on 2 or 3 occasions. So I'd like to see that happen again. So time will tell, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's good. Things are bullish. We're happy. Harmony 1 is moving. Our bottom is possibly in. So, you know, definitely better time to be back in the truck up now than any time in the last 80 days or so, right? You know, and just thinking about timeout, 86 bars, very similar correction period to a lot of things that have been correcting throughout the market. You know, could take 100 bars, you know, 100 days to kind of fully get out of there, maybe a bit more. You never know, but, you know, we're in that zone where we've been correcting for long enough. You know, I think the market has been in the bullish corrective phase, you know, which is, you know, price retracing, that spring loading, and explosive action is to come. It's just a matter of when. Is it next week? Is it the week after? Is it the week after that? You know, but I've always kind of said late July, early August, and that's where we're kind of heading based on this scenario. But hey, I'm not the controller of the market. A lot of computers and a lot of people, a lot of whales, a lot of a collective soul is controlling the market, and I'm just trying to read it for you. So hopefully this helps you out with your trading plan and you know, I guess your expectation of time. We've always said that this correction is going to take time, and I think it's nearly taken the amount of time it needs to. So let's all be wishing for some upside, and, you know, I think a good way to do that is to be a buyer right now. You know, like, don't subscribe to the fear, and if you are interested, it's not financial advice, but, you know, the thing about charts, the bulls have to beat the bears for the price to go up, right? So it is the time to it's time to back up the truck. I just hope that everyone thinks that, because that would be bullish for this particular project and a lot of other projects. All right, if you could please like this video if it has helped you out, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and notification bell if you want to be reminded of when this content gets released. I've been Jared. This has been Crypto Plan, and happy trading, and hope you stay safe and well, and having a good summer holidays if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. I know that I certainly am, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.